What's going on, guys? Today I want to do something a little bit different for you guys. I want to go over my top 10 anime pops in my collection. So this list was really hard to compile together because I do have a whole lot of anime pops and I'm starting to get a little bit more into different anime shows as well. So my bias has changed a little bit and it was hard to kind of compile this list together, but I think I finally come up with my top 10 Funko Pops in my collection. So let's go through the list and see what's on there. Here we go. Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button down below as well so you're updated to my most recent content. Hit the bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So like I said, I want to go over my top 10 Funko Pops in my collection. So like I said, this list was pretty hard to put together just because I have some recent bias. If you guys watch my channel or follow me on Instagram, you know I just finished Naruto, and I also just recently started Hunter x Hunter as well, which is a really dope show if you guys have not checked that out. Now the Hunter x Hunter Pops have not come out yet that I know of. I don't have any in my collection, so those definitely will be on the list if I had them, but unfortunately I don't have them, so they're not going to be on this list. This list is going to solely focus on the ones that I have in my collection. But before we get into the top 10, I just want to go for a few honorable mentions. So first, from the honorable mention, I just couldn't slide this into the top 10, but I still felt it was worth mentioning, and I think it's an extremely dope pop, is this training Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. For a Dragon Ball Z collector, most people know this scene in Dragon Ball Z when Vegeta was training. I just think it's a really, really cool looking pop. The details on it are really dope. It looks different from most of the other anime and Dragon Ball Z pops that they made so far. I have so many Vegetas, and this one just stands out amongst all the other ones, and I just thought it was worth mentioning. Sometimes the commons are really, really dope. There are a few commons on this list, so definitely stay tuned, but this one is really, really cool. Thought it was worth mentioning, and definitely was really close to making the top 10 list. Up next, one that I couldn't put quite over the edge because I'm still holding out hope that they make a different variation of him. It is Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Now, they ended up making the hero costume for Bakugo. I think that would push him right over the edge. He'd definitely be high into the top 5. He's a really dope character. I know that Sanrio made a Bakugo pop for, I think, Fast Naruto, the little penguin, which I haven't got yet. But they put him in the hero costume. They haven't actually made a hero costume for Bakugo. So I think that's kind of corny. This one's allegedly getting vaulted, or it hasn't been made. So I don't know if this one's going to go up in value pretty soon. But hopefully they make another pop of him making a hero costume. But this one I still think is worth mentioning because even with that, it's still a really dope pop. Up next, another one that people are probably gonna have in the top 10 if they were to make a list. But I'm not as big on him as most people are, and that's Hero Killer Stain. So this one's really dope. This one's a New York City Comic Con exclusive. As you guys can see, I actually have it with the convention sticker on there. This one's still dope. My Hero Academia is one of my favorite anime shows I've watched. And Hero Killer Stain was definitely an essential character in the show, and the pop is a dope one as well. And being a con exclusive definitely makes it better to me. So yeah, there's another pop I just thought couldn't quite make the list, but still is worth mentioning. And last but not least, this pop right here I think is really dope as well. Just missed the list, but I think it's probably one of my favorite Naruto pops in my collection, and it is the 6th Path Naruto. So I believe this is a Hot Topic exclusive, but as you guys can see, I have the special edition version of this one. This one does glow in the dark, if I remember correctly as well. I'm a sucker for glow in the dark pops, and this one is really, really nice. It ended up getting pretty up there in price. I won't do any spoilers about who the 6th Path is or anything, but this one, if you watch the show, you know why this one is so dope, and definitely a cool one to have in the collection. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's get into the top 10. Alright guys, so starting the top 10, we have the Metallic Chase Trunks. So if you guys know me at all, follow the videos, you guys know that Trunks is my absolute favorite character of all time in anime. So it's kind of surprising to see him so far down the list. I just don't think this pop was the best, just being metallic. You know, sometimes that's not the best version that they do for chases, but nonetheless, this pop took me so long to get, so many Trunks boxes to go through, that this one holds a little bit more sentimental value for me. And I think it's a little bit better than the Super Saiyan Trunks I have in my collection. Now the New York City Comic Con one I don't have. If I had that, it definitely would have been higher than this and probably higher on the list. but Trunks still has to be in the list no matter what to me, and it being a chase and the story behind how I got this one definitely makes it crack the top 10 for me. So at number 10 we have the metallic Trunks chase. Alright guys, so at number 9 we have a My Hero Academia pop, and it is Tomura Shigaraki. I just think this pop is extremely dope. It looks a lot different than many other Funko Pops. I know people that are My Hero Academia fans don't like the black eye on him, but that's kind of what Funko Pops are. I know they switch it up sometimes, but it doesn't really bother me as much as it bothers some other people. But this one's really, really nice. As you can see, I still have a special edition one. I forget what this was exclusive to. If you guys remember, drop it down in the comment section below. But this pop just being so different, the details on it, the mold for it are just all extremely dope to me. And it's one of my favorite My Hero Academia pops I have in my collection, and definitely number 9 in my total collection for anime pops. So number 9, we have Tomura Shigaraki. Alright guys, so coming at 8, this is a new pop in my collection, but I think it's still really dope, and I think it's just so different, and that's why I like it so much. And it's the sexy Jutsu Naruto. I know a lot of people weren't really feeling this one when it dropped, but this one to me, it just shows how Funko pushes the envelope from time to time. This is a iconic form for Naruto in the series, and yeah, I just kind of like how Funko decided to take that leap and make this pop. And the mold on it looks dope. Naruto is one of my favorite shows recently, and I just think this one's cool. You know, it reminds me that Funko Pops are not toys, they're collectibles, and they still will give fan service to make the pops that they feel that they need to that go with the series. So number 8 in my collection, at least for now. It may change with recent buys, has me putting this up there. Number 8 we have the sexy Jutsu Naruto. Alright guys, so at number 7, this was actually my first autograph pop in my collection. I think I have 3 total ones, but this one was really, really dope, and I was really excited to get it when it first came out, and that is the Majin Vegeta over 9,000 exclusive. So I believe this was from New York City Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, I can't remember which one, from 2019 I believe. But this one, as you can see, is autographed by the voice actor Christopher Sabat. This one's really, really nice. The only gripe where I have with this pop, I wish it had been a little bit higher. I do believe that Majin Vegeta in the anime had the lightning around him like Super Saiyan 2 does. And I just wish they would have done that on this pop as well, like the Gohan and Cell they've done. I just think that would have made this pop so much better when been higher on the list. But as it stands, it's still number 7 on my list. It's autographed. You still have like the battle wounds and the Majin Vegeta M right there, which is really iconic, and I think this one's really, really dope. It definitely goes into my collection at number 7. So there you go, the Majin Vegeta at number 7. Alright guys, so rounding out the bottom half, we have a infamous pop on this channel at number 6. We have the glow-in-the-dark Todoroki. So if you guys have followed my channel for any length of time, you know that I pull this pop probably more than any other one out of mystery boxes. But that doesn't mean I don't like this pop. It's one of my favorite in my collection, with its number 6 spot on my anime list. Todoroki is just one of my favorite characters on My Hero Academia, and the way they did the pop, I think they did an excellent job with capturing both of the sides, being the fire and the ice side. I think it's really dope how they did the different eye, having the blue one and the black one like he does on the show. And just all in all, I think it's a really dope pop, and it being a glow in the dark as well just makes it elevated even higher. So this one, even though it's been one I pulled more than probably any other pop, I think it's still an incredibly dope one, and definitely is high on my list in my collection. So number 6, we have the glow-in-the-dark Todoroki. Alright guys, so we're in the top 5. So at number 5, we have the metallic Beerus. So this is actually my most expensive Dragon Ball Z pop in my collection. I think by far, actually, because I don't have too many of the expensive ones. You know, I'm cheap and I haven't got too many mystery boxes, but this one I did, and it's one of my favorite ones I have. Beerus is one of the best characters in Dragon Ball Super. His attitude, his power, I just think he's a really dope character that they did. And it being a exclusive and being my most expensive Dragon Ball Z pop, definitely has to be high on the list. It was a really hard one to obtain. I'm really happy and fortunate enough to have it. So I did have the flocked one before. I don't have the regular Beerus, so this is the only one I have currently because I got rid of the flocked one just because I think this one's so much better and I only really needed one. So this metallic Beerus definitely is one of my favorite in my collection, and it comes at number 5 on my list. Alright guys, so at number 4, this pop I had for a long time. And what kind of happens is when I get these pops and mystery boxes of things I plan on watching in the future, I hold on to them before I watch the show and then make my judgment at that point. Once I watched this show, this pop definitely skyrocketed as far as one of my favorites in the collection, because it was already a cool looking one, but I didn't really know much about the character. So at number 4, we have Kakashi Lightning Blade. Kakashi is by and far my favorite character in Naruto. He just was so cool, he's powerful, and he just was an all-around dope character. And this pop is really, really dope. You have the lightning blade that he's known for, and also you have the Sharingan eye as well. I just think this pop is really, really nice. This one actually did re-release last year, restock. I don't know if it's vaulted or not yet, but after the restock it came down in value and then just went right back up because he's such a popular character and it's such a dope pop. So if you don't have your hands on this one yet, I highly suggest getting it before it goes any higher. This one definitely comes in very, very high on my list. There's only 3 more pops I think are better than this in my collection, and that's just because I'm a little bit biased with them. And they just are so far and away better to me, but this pop is really, really nice and comes at number 4 on my list, Kakashi Lightning Blade. Alright guys, so at number 3 we have a really dope pop, one I was really excited to get when it first dropped, and I think it actually even made number 1 on one of my lists, last year I think when it first came out, and that is the Great Ape Vegeta. So this was a New York City Comic Con exclusive from Hot Topic, I believe. It was one of the pops from that year I just had to have, just because it was so dope looking. It was so different than other pops they were doing at the time, and all in all I think it's an excellent pop. I like how they did the red eyes on him. They made it into a 6-inch pop instead of doing the regular 4-inch, and I don't even know if a 10-inch pop would look nice for the Great Apes. They did a Goku as well that I don't have, but it looks really nice as a 6-inch pop, and I definitely think it fits on that size. And you have the regular battle armor from Vegeta, you have the tail. I've never taken this one out of the box, but I have seen pictures of it and it makes it look even better. This pop is just all around amazing to me, and I think it definitely deserves a spot at number 3 in my collection, and it's all around one of the best Dragon Ball Z pops I think they ever made. So yeah, number 3 we have the Great Ape Vegeta right there. Alright guys, so if you watch the channel at all, you probably can guess the top 2 pops in my anime collection. This pop is probably one of the ones I wanted the most. I probably talked about it so many times in the past of wanting it in the mystery box, and when I finally got it, I was extremely happy, and it's never really lost its place in my collection. So at number 2 we have Mask of Chaco. So this is one of my favorite pops in my collection. As far as like the style of it, the mold of it, I don't know if it really fits as far as number 2, but as far as sentimental value, this definitely is that for me, and that's why it's so high on the list. This pop I was looking for in mystery boxes more than any other one. Like I said, a lot of companies were having this as their top grail. I would buy the mystery box in order to try to get it and never would, and finally after like a million tries I finally got it and was really happy to do so. This pop I think is actually gone up a little bit more in value as well since I first got it, and yeah, I'm just so fortunate to have in the collection. Chaco's a cool character on My Hero Academia. She doesn't do too much as far as the other characters, but she's still pretty cool, and I think it's always nice to have these characters in their hero costumes. Like I said with Bakugo, I wish they would have done it with him, but Mask of Chaco definitely comes in at number 2 on my list. Alright guys, so at number 1, the obvious choice for number 1 in my collection, if you watch my channel at all, you already know the answer, is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So I just think this is the best pop that Funko's ever done for anime. This is probably my favorite pop in my entire collection, let alone just anime. This pop to me just brings back so many memories as a kid growing up watching Dragon Ball Z. It wasn't like it was now, like where you could just binge watch things on Netflix. You had to watch it week to week. And I just remember when Gohan went up against Cell as a kid, that just was an iconic moment. I hope Funko makes that into a like movie moment or anime moment for him and Cell doing the Kamehameha. Don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but just know it's an iconic scene in anime, and this pop just kind of reminds me of that time being a kid. And for me, that's what Funko Pops are all about, is nostalgia. And I just think with that, and also the execution, the details on this pop, it just far and away my favorite anime pop in my collection. I just think the lightning, the energy behind them, the battle wounds. Like I said in the past, the only gripe I have about this pop is I wish they made him only have one arm, like he did in the anime. I had it bloodied up, like it was also wounded from Cell. That's the only gripe I have. If they made that way, it would be the best pop of all time, no doubt. But even as it stands, still number one in my collection, still number one anime pop. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is the king of anime pops. So there you go, there's my top 10 pops in my anime collection. Let me know your thoughts, what I should have added, what should have taken off, if you would have rearranged any of these pops in my top 10. So let me know your thoughts. I mean, it's just my opinion, but I'm open to hear what you guys have to say as well. If you've not already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also follow me on Instagram at ThePopSavage. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you later.